in the moment of creation and making things, you don't really know what you're doing. I mean, you are doing it. You're in the moment. You understand? It's like maybe a marathon runner or something like that. They're just trying to get there. You know, you're not actually, you want to hope and think that you put that great line in you always loved and that you rhymed that so perfectly and this made it. You don't really know. You know, you come out of that experience, that haze or whatever you want to call it, let the dust settle, and then you can look back at your work.
The first record's so easy that God kind of, you know, put a few like hurdles and tests and, you know, tried us a bit more on how, you know, passionate we were about breaking through to the other side.
We have an interesting process. I end up writing most of the words, but to be honest, I'm just interpreting what he's singing. Luke will get on the mic often, we'll have some idea, chords, you know, bass, whatever, and he will just espouse from the mouth, and the amazing, crazy sounds, all manner, a myriad of colors and designs and everything, and I can actually hear all the words completely clearly, and he can't even hear them. They're just like sounds and notes, but we kind of write to that. I've never done it with anyone else, but we do that and then we start sculpting. Now there are themes and lots of other things that we deal with, you know, lyrically on the record, but certainly within the process there is this kind of chance element, if you like. Everything can be written about in some way or another, and then you come back to these books and a year, 2 years, 5 years later, and that same bit of text that you wrote, you personally as the author, you know where you were when you wrote that, you know, and it's odd like that, but someone else will read it and they'll get an entirely different interpretation. And that's what I love about the written word, and also what I love about songwriting is that you can create something that is such a defined moment and emotion within yourself, but someone else will have an entirely different interpretation, which is as valid, you know, as anything else.
Every song seemed to really become a character on this record. Like every song went through a whole different change of clothes and then sort of left the room and came back, you know, it was they really had to belong.
I would say the center and the small hours in between the highlight and the kind of bacchanalian party of Alive and DNA and all these kind of very out there, you know, almost camp moments, and then to that quiet moment within the center, and then we kind of unroll out of there into the dawn of the new day, which is Keep a Watch, you know. So I feel that the record, it does have a kind of an evening or an arc journey to it. There was something that needed to be addressed on this record, and principally it was the tyranny of distance that we had from each other. And when Luke performed and went out and did all that, and I had another life. And so when we came back together, initially it felt, you know, like a secret affair, and it was great. But then as you run deeper into that relationship again, there were things that we communicated to each other, and, you know, I mean, we're songwriters, we're not orators, so we don't maybe communicate it verbally, but we do it through the nature of song, you know. So I think there was a large part of what we were writing about was distance and longing, and I guess some way of kind of sending out a message to the wider world, like that there is a force field that protects all of us, and no matter where you are, if you feel for someone and they're in your heart, then you're always with them in some sense.